Okay.
Oh, there's no countdown. Okay,
No.
so first podcast of 2022. We have to be more consistent this year. We're gonna be more consistent this year.
Oh shit, it's this way.
Oh yeah, this one's always backwards.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're
Talk
gonna be
about
more
our
consistent this year.
consistency.
We're gonna be more consistent this year. Plan is right now to have a podcast literally every single week for you guys, whether that be on here or on stereo. We're gonna have the current plan is to have stereo episodes at least once a month, and also when there is no UFC event, so you can have like a more interactive Q&A session. But for here on YouTube, we're gonna have at least like most weeks when there's a UFC card, we'll have something up for you. 2022 is shaping up to be a great year for MMA. I think 2021 UFC has just gone from strength to strength. Like obviously we had the pandemic in 2020. We were worried where sports is going to be. I think UFC saved us a little bit, man. There are times I'm like, there was nothing for me to look forward to other than UFC.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Let's flash back when we were both in that hostel. Yeah. Yeah. We were both in that hostel. I won't talk about the arrangements. Let's just say there was a UFC on, right? This is when there was nothing on. I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't even know if the shop next door would be open. Yeah. Uncle Dana said, I got you guys. I'm going to put a show on. And what did I tell you? I said, regardless, this is worth watching. You said, man, I ain't watching that. And you went to sleep. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
You went to sleep. But there was nothing on.
Now this was a week before. This was a week before, like 2 weeks before.
Oh wait, this is before.
Yeah, this is before. That was before.
And look,
I remember
how
the first one. Mate. I remember we watched Izzy versus Romero and Whaley versus Joanna. That was the last one with live with fans, and then we watched Kevin Lee versus Oliveira on the boat.
That was on the boat. Oh,
we watched that on the boat.
Did you watch it live?
Yeah, we watched it live. No fans.
Funny. I had better connection on that boat than I would have had if I was still with a certain company in this house.
Man, UFC has gone from strength to strength. We're here in 2022. There's so many big fights to be made. There's so many prospects coming through that we haven't seen anything like. Man, I'm just excited for this year, to be honest. I think UFC.
I'm excited for your picks. I want to see if you've been stealing some of my picks.
I'm interested. I feel like matchups. We'll have one. We'll have maybe two.
I don't think you'll have. I don't think you have any of my. You would. The only reason I'm saying you might not have this one is because in your mind, this specific matchup is a very one-sided fight. That's all I'm gonna say.
I've got at least one very one-sided fight on my thingy, but we'll get there.
Okay. Let's do a point system for every win that the prospect that we choose gets. That's 5 points.
Okay. So the person with the most. Okay. Not all wins count equally, right?
So, see, look, you always want to make it technical. You're always trying to get political.
No, because if one of my prospects becomes champion, I feel like
because I know your prospect is not a prospect. First of all, there's two on here. I'm not gonna choose. Hamza is in the top 10. You can't choose.
He's not in the top 10. He's number 11.
Yes, he is. No. I looked today. Oh, you're talking about that cap. That's the BS rankings, man. Let me check. UFC welterweight rankings. You keep your bullshit show on, and I'll check the rankings. Look at this. He's already doing it.
He's 11 behind Chiesa.
Get out of here. Get out of here, bro. Look, Chiesa, you're my dog, right? You are not better than Hamza, bro. You are not better than Hamza.
What about the number 9 guy? Man. Sean Brady.
He is not. I'll get out, man. Chiesa had him on the ropes.
Stephen Thompson.
Stop.
Bilal Mohammed.
This, man. Stop. We're not going to get political.
Okay, I won't pick Hamza.
We're not going to get political.
I won't pick Hamza for that division.
You're shameless. Let's just get it started, man. Let's get started. Really got me heated.
Okay, so what do you want to start with? Top 5 fights or prospects? I think prospect. I think the matchups
Yeah,
are
prospects.
a bit juicier.
Prospects.
So let's
Prospects.
start with prospects.
Prospects.
I'll be honest.
You know what's funny? On this website, yeah, this one's I'll ranking MMA.com. They're like pretty good with it. He's ranked number 5th. He's ranked higher than Leon Edwards and Masvidal.
Listen, yeah. If he fought Masvidal right now, yeah, who are you picking? You know it ain't Masvidal.
Look, yeah. Look, all I'm saying is Masvidal's ultimate super move, as seen in AEW, his signature move, that
Yeah.
devastating nuclear flying knee. I'm gonna leave it at that.
That would never happen to Hamza.
If it happened to Aaron Pico, it can happen to Hamza.
Do you think Aaron Pico's a better prospect? Okay, let's not even go there.
You stop.
Let's
If
not
Aaron
even
Pico had Hamza's management, he'll be triple champion right now.
His chin was never that guy. Was never that good.
Listen, we're not doing this. We're gonna have a whole podcast so we get Aaron Pico on himself, and we're gonna clip what he said, and I'm gonna show Aaron Pico what he said. Aaron Pico, I've been following you on Twitter since 2017.
Aaron Pico, I was the one that said you're the LeBron James of MMA. I coined that phrase.
No, you didn't. Brendan Schaub did.
Anyway, let's start from women's strawweight. Do you have anyone in mind? I'll be honest, for this one, I was searching.
You go first.
I didn't have anything.
First. Okay, let's be real. All right, the sport of females MMA has advanced massively, but okay, let's be realistic. For some of these, for the flyweight division, I was scraping other than the guy that we're both gonna go for. We'll get to that. The male.
Wait, I might have someone different.
I was talking about male flyweight division.
Yeah, I've definitely got someone different from me then. Wait, the rules were that they have to have.
They needed a fight in the UFC. Fuck you, bastard. Yeah. But come on, we'll get to that anyway. Anyway. Okay, we'll get to that. But in the flyweight division, regardless of them, and I know who you're picking, and that's probably my second pick. Other than them two, we're scraping. Have you?
Oh no,
the heavyweight division.
Bro, even my one, it might not be the same pick because it was just
like the heavyweight division. I'll be honest with you. Like I scrolled far down enough, and I saw my shopkeeper, man. Like if we're being honest, for me, it was tricky. Do you want to go first, or should I go?
Listen, strawweight, I've got nothing. I will be real. I'll be so real with you right now.
Mine's very techie.
I watched a video with best prospects for each division. And this I've forgotten who the strawweight one was, but I could have just picked from that, but it would have been disingenuous because it's not something I've seen. But I've gone, okay, I believe in this fighter. You know what I mean? So,
to be honest, other than the top 3, one championship has surpassed. It's surpassed UFC, I think. Other than Rose, Joanna, and Wei Lee.
Do you think?
I feel like from 105.
Oh, Rodriguez. Well, respect Rodriguez.
She's cold. She's cold. I slept on her. Rodriguez as well.
The thing is with flyweight, there's a lot of decent fighters, but
flyweight.
No, strawweight. There's decent fighters.
For strawweight of the top 4, other than the top 4,
there's Carlos Esparza, Yan Xiaonan. I know. I don't doubt you. I think
with one championship is technical though, because I get what you're saying, but one championship they're doing it in a much slower way. They're doing it where they're growing the sport of Muay Thai at the same pace that they're growing MMA. So they're getting so many crossovers, especially in the female divisions. Yeah. But the level of striking, although all round MMA, UFC would be better. The level of striking, I'll be honest with you, we were debating this in my gym the other day. As on average, of course, you get the supernovas in UFC, but on average, the level of striking in one UFC is better than UFC. Yeah, I'll stick by that. How did we even get to that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The reason I was saying that is it was very techie, so my choice is very technical because the one I chose, we both thought she lost in her last fight against Angela Hill, Amanda Lemos.
Okay. Oh
Le
yes.
Luz.
Yeah, I just didn't even think.
But having said that, that first round she dominated her.
Yeah, 100.
She dominated her. If she didn't gas out, she's still a hot prospect.
Mm-hmm.
She's a trailblazer. Like we don't get finishes that much in this
In
division.
UFC. Yeah,
She's
yeah.
finishing almost everyone. Like if Angela Hill was on a dog, she would have finished her too, man.
Angela Hill was a
Respect to
dog.
Angela Hill. She's a gangster.
Yeah.
And she won that fight. Like she's won majority of the split decisions.
Yeah,
Alright, let's get
next one.
yeah, let's
Now
yeah.
I'm thinking get the women's fight ones out the way.
Okay, for this one, I cheated a bit because this is ridiculous. This is more to do with
What
my last
bantamweight?
point.
Flyweight. Women's
Flyweight. If you actually think I'm going lower than the top 10 for a prospect in this division,
I did.
okay. Who did you get? Casey O'Neill.
Is she's not in the top 10?
No,
Yeah, she's in the top 10. Yeah, I have Casey O'Neill.
Me and you, I see. Look, I was looking at ranking MMA. You were looking at the actual UFC standings, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I had her. I had her as my.
You had her.
Yeah, as my pick.
But she's in the top 10.
No, she's 15. She's 15. She's 15.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's my pick.
My pick
it was a toss-up between her and Blanchfield as well.
Who? Wait, which one's that one?
The one that dominated Miranda Maverick last time when they fought.
Oh, the jiu-jitsu one.
Yeah.
She's good. She's very good. Okay. I cheated a bit, but I've been screaming her name. For me, from what I've seen, she's the best boxer in female MMA right now. And that's Alexa Grasso.
She's very good.
Alexa Grasso, her only issue is she loves to fight too much. When I see her pivoting and when I see her check hooking, throwing all these, well, to a box, they might be basic techniques, but in the octagon, with them 4-ounce gloves, the way that she's piecing up these people is a masterpiece. But she's got too much of a dog in her, honestly. And in my opinion, she's not even a 125, but she's a 115 easy.
She was fighting at 115 before.
I don't even know why she went up. She's not that big. She's honestly not that big.
I think she lost to Esparza and she went, good.
From what I remember, she was destroying Esparza and she did what she did. Like she got too into that dog mode.
I'll be honest, I don't remember that fight.
Let me have a look. If it was a split decision,
I think it was unanimous.
Is it? This website is not great. Don't worry, we'll move on. Okay. Next.
Majority decision.
Yeah, that's the one where I'm pretty sure she was like piecing her up and then
she lost to Tatiana Suarez by rear naked choke in the first round. She beat Karolina Kowalkiewicz. How do you even say her name?
Kowalkiewicz.
You know what I'm talking about.
Karolina Kowalkiewicz.
Felice Herrick as well. She lost to you.
Felice Herrick. She's a very big girl though. It doesn't make sense if she from. This is very early though. That was like 20.
Felice Herrick was in 2017.
Yeah, that was early in her career. Very early. I'm pretty sure she fights out at the same gym as Yair Rodriguez.
Yeah, probably.
Out of Yair and who else? Let me have a look.
No, well, I've clicked on her gym and she's the only big name there. Irene Aldana.
That's cap because I remember I was watching thing, either Embedded or she wouldn't have come up with Countdown. It was on Embedded, and she says El Pantera, like I'm training with El Pantera. It was either that or who's the other one? Pantoja. Pantoja's the flyweight, right? Pantoja is. I'll find out.
Pantoja is flyweight.
Yeah. He's Brazilian, so I don't think she was talking. It must have been Pantera.
Maybe she had a camp with him or something. I don't know.
All right, let's move on.
And then we go to women's bantamweight. First of all, I'm out. I don't have prospects here. It's bad. Featherweight, we're not even going to mention. Please, we're not going to mention women's featherweight.
Heavyweight, that's not a division. Let's be honest. That is not a division. What are you trying to mention? That's what I want to know. I'll be honest. I'm not gonna be shameless. Let me pull up the rankings because for bantamweight I was struggling. And let me try. Let me see if there's anyone that jumps out to me because from when I looked at it earlier, it was bad. It was very bad. It was worse than heavyweight.
Heavyweight was bad, bro. Heavyweight was bad.
Nah, but in terms of finding a prospect, there's even like this one when I looked at it. To be honest, I haven't seen her fight live, and like her wins, they don't scream out prospect to me. It was Carol Rosa. She's 4-0 in UFC, 15-3 in total. But there is one, Josein Nunes. Another Nunes.
I've heard about that.
She has dynamite in her hands.
Mhm.
I think she's got like an 80% finish rate. Let me have a look. Oh my god. She got a 90% finish rate. Yeah, that's my pick. God damn. I have watched her fight, I think. Cannonier vs Gastelum, round 1 KO. No, I didn't watch her fight. I saw her highlight on Twitter. Yeah, dangerous.
Cannonier vs Gastelum.
Cannonier's, like, from what I remember, like, it wasn't even close.
Okay.
Yeah, the 5-round decision.
Okay.
It wasn't a very eventful fight.
Yeah. I forgot that even happened. I can't lie.
Mm.
Okay, moving on to men's divisions, right? We're at flyweight. Again, the obvious pick here, if we didn't have the caveat of they have to have at least one fight in the UFC, it would be
politics. Like
because of that, I was scraping a little bit. This is a guy who he's up and down. He's been inconsistent in the UFC. I do think there's a good base there to work with.
Are you gonna?
Manel Cap.
Oh, first of all, he's in the top 10. Don't do that.
Not.
He's in the top 10.
He's 14th.
Let me check. Huh?
He's 14th.
No way. I looked at him. I was thinking about him. Yeah, he's 10th for me. That's why I didn't choose him.
Well, what are you checking? You're not checking the
ranking
UFC
MMA, ranking him.
No,
UFC. I can listen.
We're checking the UFC.
I can shake Dana's hand tomorrow, and I'll be in the top 10 of UFC flyweight tomorrow as well, man.
Yeah. Okay, so he's not. So he hasn't even shaken Dana's hand. He ain't even shaken Dana's hand. He's 14th.
This is cap. You know this is cap. But what
This is cap.
This is cap.
Beautiful pun.
Ah.
This is cap.
Shut this stream off. Shut this stream. Fair play. I was torn between two. You throw me off, you're scumbag. You throw me off. I was torn between Tagir Ulanbekov and David Vokrak. Oh, the reason I gave it to David, his finish rate. Like when I watched, no, I didn't even watch that. I don't think I've actually seen Tagir.
He's 10th in the UFC rankings. It's a bit.
David? No, he's not. How?
He is. Yeah.
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
This is a bit tricky now.
Tagir is 15th though.
No, I'm not going.
I was thinking of Tagir, but his last fight I wasn't impressed, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And this guy, his last fight, he cleaned out the guy. Cleaned him out. One of the slickest rear naked chokes I've seen. He caught him. I think he caught him in a scramble, and then as soon as he caught him in a scramble, he was just done. Oh, okay. I know what happened. Somewhere along the lines, yeah, there was a bit of reshuffling. Tim Elliott went down. Suma Daraji went down. Amir Albazi went up, right? David Dobrik must have accidentally snuck up somehow in there, like in the past hour or so, without me knowing.
So you
Go,
can't
because I'm a
can't
fair man. Because I'm a fair man. I'll go with Tagir.
Okay.
I'll go with Tagir.
Who's going to have a better year, Tagir or Manel?
Manel. Oh, Manel Cape. I think Cape has turned it around 1,000,000%. It's clear now. I think he cheated, but I think he's got his head on. He's got his head on straight. With him, it was never
a lack of skill or lack of talent.
Exactly. It was never that. It was never.
A lot of times I'll be watching him fight, and he'll be slipping this, slipping that. He'll be looking so quick, and then he just like he's in position to throw shots, and he just won't throw. It's like
it's funny you said that because this one, okay, I don't know what it is here, but it's the aura. There's something about him.
Wait, we're going back to it.
No, I'm still in the same division. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. His name is Sumadereji.
Oh, that guy.
He had a clean knockout in, I don't even remember, Smith vs. Clark. I did watch it live. I think I watched every event live, to be honest, for the past.
I vaguely remember it.
But I don't remember his last fight at all. That's the truth. I remember watching that live, and when you watch when you're watching prelims, right, and you see a prospect, because he was very young when it happened. I think he was 21, 22 when that happened. He's 25 now. I don't know. It's like if we're talking prospects based on age, he's got a lot of value to him. Because Cape is what, 29 or something?
28, yeah.
So I'm not going to choose him. I'm going to stick with Tagir, but keep your eye on him.
Okay. Okay, number 2. Oh, next division, bantamweight. There's a whole lot of killers to choose from here. A whole lot of killers. I'm interested to see which direction you've gone in, to be honest. I think there's quite a few different directions. Mine maybe it's a bit basic.
You're gonna cheat. Let me actually check. Okay, let me. You before. Wait,
Sean O'Malley.
3 seconds. I knew it.
Undefeated.
I knew it.
It was for me. I had O'Malley as my kind of like.
Where's your shape?
If I wasn't going to O'Malley, I'd go Umar and Nurmagomedov.
Okay, let's be real. All right, because they're stupid. The UFC. No offense. Pedro Munoz is dropping down to flyweight. That takes Sean O'Malley up to 11th. Frankie Edgar's, they haven't updated him yet. He's going to get taken down 2 or 3 spots because Ricky Simon got a finish in his last fight as well, so he's definitely going up. Sean O'Malley's going to be in the top 10 as soon as they update it. You know that, right?
Nah. He's 12.
The politics. You know what? I had him. Okay, shall I tell you everyone that I had?
He's the safe pick.
Who did you have? Who are you deciding between?
For this division, my next pick was like, okay, it's not O'Malley. Was Umar.
I knew it. So mine was O'Malley, Umar, and Umar's opponent in his next fight, Jack Shaw. But the one I'm going
got cancelled.
Wait, he pulled out. When?
Yeah. A few this is like a week or 2 ago.
I checked today. What?
Yeah. They said Khabib posted on his Instagram said the UFC and it was presented as the fight is off, so I was worried because obviously Umar's coming back from that ACL injury, but then Khabib posted the UFC told us we're changing opponents without notice or something like that.
Why?
So I don't know. He's fighting apparently on the 26th of March. We'll see. I don't know.
Or Jack Shaw?
Umar, apparently. I don't know who against. I think that fight was it was good, but it's like 2 prospects this early. It's like
they always do that in the bantamweight division. They always do that in the bantamweight division.
Fucking killers, man. You can't avoid it.
But but watch how one championship do it though, compared to them. One championship will have a whole main event ready to go. When it's just like 2 young bantam unknown prospects, and either they go from atom weight in the men's division to thing, and they're throwing them in main events. UFC will have these 2 killers, 2 future kings facing off against each other, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or whatever, or 10 p.m. our time.
I just think
Rogan ain't even got to see
that matchup though. especially the fact that they're both undefeated, I think you can play on that a bit more further down the line if they keep on winning. So I'm not mad that it's not happening, to be honest.
Let me have a look at his Twitter, Jack Shaw. Don't think he's put any updates out. I'll have a look later. I'll double check. Okay, so the one I actually went with was none of them three anyway. The one I went with is probably going to be Sean O'Malley's next fight, and that's Adrian Yanez. I remember a while ago.
I was surprised that you didn't pick him straight.
Yeah. You know what? I'm a sucker for MMA boxing. I've realized. And
Jack
this guy, he's got
Valiant.
that. Also, he's really got a fight lined up. Interested. So yeah, they have gone that route. Good. I'm glad. With Yanez, it's very, very similar to Alexa Grasso. Two elite Mexican-style boxers, but they're brawlers, man. They're brawlers at heart, and you can't be a brawler in MMA and get far.
But you know what, though? I've seen Yanez be technical in his fights where he's got
elite.
And I've also seen him. Fight? I've seen him be a dog as well. If we were talking about his last fight, which I think
he won, but how did he win though? He didn't win based on it. He's a fight.
It was a come behind. It was a come behind win.
But in my opinion, he never looked like he was on. I never felt like whenever I'm watching a prospect I care about and I'm seeing them in trouble, I'm thinking, To him, I was actually calm the whole time I was watching it. Like just calm. Because in the second round, what did he do? He sat down, his corner chat to him, and they said to him, look, slow it down, hit him to the body shots. He did what any boxer would have done in that situation. Just put the money in the bank. Boom, boom, boom. It took 4. I think it took 4 body shots to open up the shot to the head. And then after that, he was finished. That level of boxing.
You're one of the better boxers in the whole UFC.
Honestly, already. You know when I knew when it wasn't even me who scouted him. Like, you know, Teddy Atlas, who's not into MMA like us, he was getting into MMA. I see him tweeting about it, and I told you,
he has a lot of podcasts that are dedicated to
MMA. He put him onto his podcast. He put Adrian Yanez on his podcast like a year ago, I think. Because he must have seen something in him. And if he's seeing something in him,
to be fair to Teddy, he's very on top of when there are boxing heavy prospects in UFC. He's very he's on top of that.
I like his podcast a lot. I think it's funny. His podcast is the only one I'm listening to right now for MMA.
Interesting. I think he gives a good outsider view. I think like sometimes when you're listening to boxing guys talk about MMA, it comes from a place of ignorance or bitterness a lot of the time. I think he's given
that innocence to him. Like it's like a very.
Well, he seems like genuinely like interested. Like, wow, this is a great sport too. It's not his sport. Like you can tell, he's still a boxing man at heart, but he's very open to MMA. Which
he brings a sense of like humility that's refreshing. Because we've been listening to podcasts for a while, and it's like almost like now that the sport has like grown massively, don't mean your platform has grown. And I think he's got a much more humble side to him, despite all the aura that he carries.
He's not afraid to give MMA props where it deserves. I think some boxing guys, they're like, oh man, UFC's not better than anything. But I've seen him say like, yo, one of the best things about UFC, the best things about UFC is you can put a guy, like there's never a fight where there's 0% chance of a guy winning. In boxing, how many times do we see those fights where it's like a guy who's facing someone whose record is 14-12, and this is a prospect who's 23-0? It doesn't happen in MMA. Like everyone can lose in MMA, which is it makes for better fights.
Would you actually? We'll save that for another topic. But would you say that's because of the lack of amateur foundations in MMA? Like
no,
these
I think
fighters.
When it comes to the UFC, they're putting on like also having a loss on your record. There's no like in MMA.
Let's be honest, Bellator does that. Bellator's gone the boxing.
Oh yeah. No, but the thing with Bellator, there's no consistency because you'll have Aaron Pico in his first fight fighting like legit guys, and then you'll have MVP who's 20 fights deep fighting guys who are 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
There's no logic to it. Like, it's no consistency or anything like that.
Okay.
All right.
This
Following on from that, the featherweight division. Who's
is
your
an interesting
top
one.
prospect?
This
I've
is an
got two.
interesting
I've got two. Funnily enough, they're fighting each other this month.
Wait, are they fighting each other? Because I've got the same two. I forgot they were fighting each other, weren't they? We talked about this.
There's another one.
Okay? Bryce was my third pick.
Yeah, he's the third one.
He's
Top
my
two?
third pick. Top two, Topuria, Evloev.
I put Evloev number 2 and then Topuria number 1.
Yeah, same for me.
But whoever wins this is gonna be like my top prospect for the.
I forgot they were fighting. Oh my god! See, this is what I don't understand. That's stupid. That is stupid.
They're both undefeated.
It's going to be on a prelims as well, right?
I think so. This is the first. This is next week, I think.
No way. That's on that card. Oh, that's a
so.
filthy card. That's a filthy card, man.
Nah,
that's a ridiculous.
It's not. Nah, it's not. It's not. Is it
270? March or something?
It's 270. UFC 270.
It's March, isn't it?
Nah, it's Ngannou versus Gane and Moreno versus Figueiredo.
Oh my god! Oh my
23rd
god!
of Jan.
Oof, oof, oof. That's a scorcher. Okay,
that is 2 weeks. No, mate.
I'll be honest. Let me use my hacky. I think Evloev's gonna win that fight. Is that how you pronounce his name? Evloev.
Yeah, Evloev.
I think he's gonna win that fight. I don't know what it is. You know when someone has...
I've got a feeling too. The thing is, I think Evloev is gonna win, but I think Topuria is a better prospect. If that makes sense.
It does, but it doesn't, because
styles make fights.
If you're thinking, yeah.
I think
the thing is,
just stylistically, it's a tough.
Topuria, he's got that aura of invincibility to him. Like, he gets in there to get his shot off, which you don't see much from prospects. Like, but in the featherweight division, anyone who's had that trait has succeeded. You can go all the way back to McGregor and go all the way back up. Those are the people that succeed in that division.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have people though who can sit on their punches as well and will want to trade with him. I'm thinking of Topuria. Even if he gets past Evloev, I reckon after that they might throw him Josh Emmett. Or if Topuria wins another one, that's a filthy fight though.
I think that's two fights away, to be honest. Because Topuria is not even ranked right now, which is crazy. Especially after his last win against Ryan Hall. At the time, no one wanted to fight Ryan Hall. Now I think people look at Ryan Hall like he's some sort of joke, but at the time, no one really wanted to fight him. And Topuria said, "Okay, I'll take that fight." What did he do to him? He made him look silly.
Yeah. He made him look like his head was stuck in the canvas. And that was. To be fair to Ryan Hall, he went out with the exact same game plan the next fight, and he made the other guy look stupid.
Yeah,
it's just how good Topuria was, and the fact that it's not just with him not afraid to get his shots out. He wasn't afraid to engage in his guard.
Yeah,
because of the confidence he has in himself as a prospect. With Evloev, it's a different kind of confidence. It's more like a calculated, like, from that region, they have that kind of confidence. Yeah. They're like, I'm born.
I'm very like, this is one of my, like, in the first quarter of this year, this is one of my most anticipated fights. Just because I forgot they had that on. Jeez Louise. These are two of the best prospects we've seen in the featherweight division I think since Volkanovski, to be honest. And
sleep on Giga was a prospect not too long ago.
Giga as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a prospect. I mean, he was a prospect before Volk. Yeah, that's funny. That's mad when you think about it. I'll go with Evloev. Then you chose Topuria, right? Yeah. Interesting.
Lightweight. This is. I think we're going different here. But your number one, the guy who I think is going to be your number one, is my number two.
I know who your number one is. Your number one is my number two. My number one is. Let me check the UFC rankings.
He's not ranked. He's not ranked. Top 10.
Good. Thank God. All right. My number one is my boy, the only, the true, The greatest Raphael in UFC right now, Raphael Fiziev. Fiziev, actually. And yours is Arban.
Yeah.
I
Wait, what do
knew
you
it.
mean?
I knew it.
Man, since that first fight Arman had in the UFC, like I've never seen someone's stock rise so much with the L. That I didn't know who he was. Like I'd heard of him.
He was
Like
21, right?
22. I'd bet like I'd heard of
That's
him. Like, oh,
nuts.
there's this guy called Arman Saryukin, blah blah blah. Like, but I never watched him fight outside of the UFC. His debut in the UFC was against Islam Makhachev, who was on like a 5-fight win streak at this point.
Short notice, right?
Short notice. It was like less than 2 weeks' notice, I think.
Oh my
And
God.
he went in there and gave Islam his toughest fight for what 5+
It was
years.
a split decision.
No, it was unanimous, but
But he won
he won one round. He won one round.
the third round.
I can't remember, to be honest.
It was no. I think he guessed in the third round, and Islam started like taking him. Don't worry, I'll check it out. Mm-hmm.
But I just remember some of the best grappling I've ever seen in the UFC in that fight. Like that was a masterclass from both sides. And Islam usually, when he's grappling at that kind of level, on that kind of frequency, yeah, he's dominating his opponents. You saw what he did to Dan Hooker, what he did to Drew Dober, even Thiago Moises. Like Thiago Moises did a few things, but like he dominated. But Saryukin at 22 years of age was able to go technique for technique with Islam for 3 rounds. Obviously, he didn't get the win, but that was a 22-year-old Arman. Imagine him now. Would he beat Islam? I don't know, but
who? This is what I read on Reddit because I was watching little clips. Because a lot of people say some of them exchanges are the best in UFC history. There's a whole one dedicated to it.
I agree.
Best technical grappling fight in UFC history at the age of 22. That's crazy. Now this is from, I thought it said Thunder Cleats, where he's talking about a recent podcast with Dan Lambert and Jorge Masvidal, and Peter Yan is training at ATT right now. And he said when they go at it, it's like a pay-per-view fight. This tells me 2 things. Peter Yan, a 135er, who's not a big 135er. He's not by any means a big 135er. I imagine him.
You wouldn't think of him going to 145.
Not at all. He's going at it with a big, not big in height, but a big lightweight.
Yeah, he's big, yeah.
There's a level. I want to get to that. There's a level of mental fortitude in that man that makes 0 sense logically.
He's bred different, man.
They apparently train together from Tiger Muay Thai though as well. That's nuts. That is nuts. So anyway, what was I gonna say?
Go back to points on Fiziev because
I don't even want to finish with him because with Arman, like if you watch him, every single fight he gets better.
Yeah,
his striking.
I think he's in your year. Like he would be in your year at school.
I think he was born. Let me check.
If this guy's younger than you, yeah.
I think he might be younger than me, I swear.
He's 11th of October 1996.
He is older than me by a little bit. Just by like what, 6 months? No, 8 months. Anyway, so like imagine when he starts going back up against them fighters. He's
like,
gonna be in the top 5 this year.
In the top 5 right now, yeah. That Saryukin, I think, could beat right now.
Let me run through the top 5. No, let me run through the top 10. Right? Okay. He's gonna top 10. He's better than Gillespie. He's gonna destroy Gillespie. In my opinion, he ragdolls McGregor. Right? Yeah. Dan Hooker is gonna be at 145. Tony Ferguson, you'll be respected and loved. RDA. Shut up. Don't do that. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. You'll probably end up in Rising or something, man. RDA. I think he beats RDA, man.
Yeah,
I think he beats RDA.
Yeah.
Michael Chandler, look, we roast Chandler a lot. He's a dangerous man.
Nah,
He's a
that is
very dangerous man. That I don't even want to think about that one right now. It's like Makachev. I reckon he gives him a strong fight again.
Yeah.
I reckon he gives him an even closer fight. Benil, I think he
Islam.
beats.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, that's crazy.
Benil was like ranked number 3 or
he's
something
number
like that.
three. That's
DP.
how good DP he won't beat. I don't think he'll
They
beat
train
DP.
together. There's one thing
I
that
don't
I didn't like about Sarukian. Yeah, I think he did an interview or
think you told me this.
and he said that because he trains with DP, right? And he said that Islam would like easily beat DP. And it's like, like
How
come
do you
on.
go? How do you go wrestling class at 5 p.m. after you did an interview at 4 p.m. saying that the
Bro,
one
man,
competing in you?
he did it in Russian. He said, "Oh man, I don't know. I don't speak English."
What was he thinking, man? What was he thinking? These lot are too real. Too real. He was probably
But
trying to
even
be real and humble.
him
that's the
saying
thing.
that, yeah, if he's being real, that makes me think he beats DP.
Maybe DP gave him a bad maybe they did some Muay Thai sparring or some boxing sparring before, and he was just a bit salty, so he just threw a comment out.
I don't think so, man.
All right, so Fazeev, for me, in terms of technique, Muay
Is
Thai
he your
technique.
favorite? Wait, is he your favorite prospect in all of the UFC right now? All
Let me have a
divisions.
look. There's one I'm gonna get to, politics. I'm gonna get to it. We're gonna choose that one anyway, both of us. In terms of the talent he has, but in terms of like for me personally,
Yeah,
it's clear.
your
It's
favorite,
clear. It's not close. It's not close. His striking is that something out of a film, man.
Yeah.
The way he was painting Brad Riddell to go to the right so you can catch him with a
Brad
straight back
Riddell,
kick.
yeah, he's one of the better strikers the UFC has. That's the thing.
That you know what's peak? That's the best shape and best form.
Yeah, 100.
I've never seen Brad Riddell look that fast.
Yeah,
He's always been powerful. Always been powerful. That speed
and
that
Riddell, I think
explosivity.
Riddell, because obviously they trained together. Riddell knew the level that he needed to be at to beat Fiziev, and it wasn't enough. Because he came like he's had how many fights has he had in UFC where he's turned up in lesser shape than that, and it's been more than enough to get the dub.
And he was doing it
said,
out of his
I need
garage.
to be even more. I need to be like much better than I've ever been to fight Fiziev, and he got knocked out.
He did it during lockdown as well. That's the mad thing.
And the one thing about Fiziev, I think there were question marks when it came to his cardio after the Bobby Green fight, and he came and had his best knockout of his career today.
I'll be honest, that won't ever change. It won't ever change. That's just him as a fighter. It's the same thing with McGregor. He's just a fast twitch muscle fiber fighter. He can prolong that, but to be honest with you, I feel like he did himself.
That Bobby Green fight was fought at a high pace as well.
And Bobby Green's got a chin. A lot of people sleep on his chin. He could take a shot.
Bobby Green is one of the most underrated fighters in the whole UFC.
He will give everyone a fight. Him and Michael Johnson are similar in that way. Like
Michael Johnson just don't make sense. He don't make sense.
We need a whole podcast study of Michael Johnson.
The whole case study on that guy.
With Fiziev, like he throws everything with 200%. He's one of them fighters. Baseball bat kicks, fucking dynamite hooks. It's just him as a fighter. To be honest with you, like a lot of people watching that fight, and it scares me that the judges would have even thought that way. They might have been scoring that fight to Brad Riddell. But from someone sitting there knowing what he's doing, you could tell like what he was doing was such a systematic breakdown of that fighter. Like he was doing it like something you'd see out of like a martial arts film from Thailand or something.
I think I do remember seeing the judges' scorecards. They gave Fiziev both rounds.
They better have. But like the thing is, like it wasn't because when we were watching that fight, let's be honest, we were expecting a barn burner.
Yeah, we were expecting fireworks.
It wasn't that. It was like a systematic beatdown of someone who knew his opponent's weaknesses, and especially like the one shot that like woke me up, where like I knew he was in control, was that elbow to cut him up. When I thought Brad Riddell was trying to time him. He was like trying to do a level change and then hit him with either uppercut or lead hook. And he timed him with an elbow. Like he doesn't just have the skills, he's got the mindset now where he can read opponents at that high level. Those are some of the things that people above him lack, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
So that is
And
where I've gone
like,
with
think
Fiziev.
about Fiziev as well. Like, if he gets into a striking match with anyone in the division, like, I'm not saying he beats everyone in the division, but it's hard to play against him.
If he can stay out of danger, there's not a better striker above him.
Yeah. The only thing is, like, he's been knocked out before, so yeah.
If he can stay out of
You
danger,
can
and
get
that was a very
you can get caught
like
by a guy like Justin Gaethje if he hits you and you don't see it, like, it can.
you know how that fight will go down. If Gaethje can take his shots, he's gonna try to go for a war. He's a Viking.
He has to
Like
go
this,
for
this
all. That's the only
Fiziev
way
is a
Gaethje wins. He
Viking.
doesn't win.
I'm talking about Fiziev.
Oh.
Fiziev is gonna want to go to war. He's that kind of fighter, man. That's gonna be
That's
some
a bad
Ragnar of
decision, man.
Vikings
That's a bad
shit,
decision
man.
against Gaethje.
I can picture it like the end of the first round. They both got blood all over their face, and they're doing this. That's what they're doing. I can picture it perfectly.
I would love to see for Fiziev is Michael Chandler, but they're teammates.
Hey! What are you doing?
They're teammates. So
what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? We'll get to that. Don't worry. I know.
Remember what we used to say? We used to look at Michael Chandler like a joke, man.
You know who else was a teammate with Fiziev? Brad Riddell.
No, but they're teammates right now.
Okay, so they were teammates. He taught him. You know, he was his teacher. Yeah. So that's staying on my list to be talking about it. All right, let's go welterweight.
Okay. Do we want the
hold on?
Are we gonna have the cheat answer?
Is it cheat? It's not cheat. He's not in the top 10.
Yeah, he's not in the top 10.
That's not cheating. Why is that cheating? Oh, F off, man. I forgot about that. Nah, man.
If we're not going for Khamzat Chimaev, I feel like we're both on the same page.
Don't even do it.
I think outside of Khamzat, he might be. I think he's top three prospects in the UFC right now.
Khamzat's not even a dark horse anymore. Let's be honest.
No.
He has more followers than the champion. I think.
Yeah, he does.
How is that's your dark horse? That's your prospect. What's he prospecting? He's prospecting new divisions to take over. That's what he's prospecting.
He's a prospect at light heavyweight.
You're shameless. That's your that you did Sean O'Malley. You did what else?
I'm going O'Malley to Poirier. Sorry, you can.
I'm going with the real prospect.
Yeah.
Don't take it. I say it. Shavkat Rakhmonov. That's how you pronounce it. To me, it's a diversity. Like, just to get to the point,
he's got everything that you could want from a prospect. Like, on the I think he's 14-0, 7 KOs, 7 submissions, which is like perfectly split. Shows just how well-rounded he is. I remember we were watching his UFC debut in the gym. We were like, yo, I remember telling you about this guy. I was like, yeah, there's this guy from Kazakhstan. They're saying he's the triple G of MMA. I'd never watched him before in my life before that, and you fight Alex Oliveira, which, like, say what you want about Alex Oliveira as a debut fight in the UFC, that is as tough as it gets.
You did. Look, your debut fight, and you get Alex Oliveira,
bro. That's the kind of, if you've won 3 fights in the UFC impressively, that's who you get.
You know what? You know they used to feed Alex Oliveira to people when they didn't like him. He's just there for that reason. He was the UFC's bodyguard. Like, if you pissed off Uncle Dana, and you're in the welterweight division, you're getting Alex Oliveira. If he wanted someone, for example, it happened with Gunnar Nelson. If he wanted to slow someone down because he felt like they weren't as entertaining, he would feed them Alex Oliveira, or they would get fed to Alex Oliveira in some situations.
Yeah.
Not in this one.
Man,
I remember I looked at your phone.
He was piecing him up. He was piecing him up as well on the feet.
He was piecing him up, and then he tapped him out.
And then I was bro. I'm thinking boxing masterclass. This is what I came for. And then I'm doing my set. I look at my phone. I see Joe Rogan screaming. I'm like, what's going on?
I was the one. Remember, I had the phone in my hand. I'm telling you, yo, he's tapping him. That's a man who's a problem in that division. He's not big though.
But no, he's long though. He's long.
Oh yeah, he's at 6'1". 6'1", he's got long reach as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think
so that's my pick.
I don't know if it's gonna happen because I don't know if by the time he gets there, Khamzat will have moved up to 185. I think the 170 weight cut is tough on him. But that fight down the line, Khamzat versus Shavkat.
You're doing a lot of building right now. You're doing a lot of building. Let's make sure that all the windows are working, all the doors are working, the water ain't breaking through the pipes. Let's make sure the house is in order before you start building new houses. He should pay you, honestly. You should be on his payroll. Just a little mention.
Triple champ.
We're not doing this. A little mention, because he doesn't get mentioned enough, but he's a very entertaining fighter. Kalen Williams. He did lose against Michel Pereira, but he knocked out Abdul Razak Hassan. He knocked out Joaquin Buckley. This is a prospect.
He knocked out Buckley?
Yeah. No, it wasn't Buckley. Or they were gonna fight. Let me check. Yeah, you're right. No, I think I got confused between him and Abdul Razak. Yeah, have a look.
I remember him having a come from behind win in his last fight
against Miguel Baeza, and that's a guy who had one of the fights of the year against Ponzinibbio.
Yeah, he was winning that fight as well. Baeza in the first couple rounds.
He's dangerous, man. The reason I had him there is in that division, regardless of who you are, he is very dangerous. He's got a power he's got middleweight power at welterweight and proper middleweight power with any shot that lands. It's just his technique, especially when he goes round instead of straight, ain't as crisp as some of the guys above him. Right, then middleweight. This one's
middleweight was a bit sticky. I don't think there was that much to call off right now. I went for Andre Muniz. Obviously, he subbed Jacare, which is insane. I think I know where you're going.
Why did you not go where I'm going? That's what I'm confused about. You just wanted to do a jiu-jitsu. That's what you wanted to do. You wanted to be loyal to your class.
No, because the guy that I think you're going for, I don't believe in him.
You're nuts. You're crazy. You are insane. You might as well go leave. Just leave. Let me have a podcast with the wall behind you.
Okay.
Because if you do not believe in Edmund Shabazian... I'm sorry, Edmund. Forgive me. I want to train at your gym one day. It was a delayed reaction. Okay, if you don't believe in Alex Pereira, you're crazy. You're crazy.
I saw him, bro.
No, I want to hear from you.
They handpicked a guy for him to beat in his UFC debut.
Okay, and do you know who he's fighting next?
Oh yeah, it's it's a good fighter, but with a nice matchup.
It's a nice matchup. It's a nice matchup. It's a dangerous fighter, but it's a nice matchup. I'll be honest.
For him. But I want to see him go against. He turned down Jotko, which bro, Jotko. Ain't nobody trying to see that. Ain't nobody trying to see that.
You know why? Okay, look, they offered him a contract in less than a month. It was you're forgetting how short notice this was. He got signed, and then he didn't get signed, and then he got signed again, actually confirmed, and then what? Less than 3 weeks later, he was on the MSG card or something.
But he knew.
You know, he fought what? How? When did he have his glory fight? Was that before or after?
No, it was before.
And it wasn't that long before. You're not gonna take that high level of a fighter. He's not stupid, right? He's gonna build himself up the smart way. It's the same way that Adesanya did his way.
But the thing is, he's not young. That's the thing.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I love Adesanya, right? You have seen what he's. No, this is actually nuts. This is nuts because I don't think you realize. You know, there's some people that say he's the GOAT of glory.
Okay.
He's that good.
The thing is, I saw him get a nice matchup against Andreas Michailidis, and get dominated on the ground for the first round.
And then what happened?
He knocked him out, yeah. But when you come against the higher level wrestlers and grapplers in that division,
he didn't get dominated on the ground, by the way. I'm pretty sure he got up in the end of the first round. I'm pretty
just
sure.
Right at the end. He got hold down for the whole round, and then I think he got out.
But he wasn't. To me, it didn't actually look like he was like. It wasn't like he was exploding or anything.
Okay. He didn't get dominated, but like he got held down for the whole round, and he wasn't against the.
And then what happened? Then what happened? He used that and he learned in the middle of the fight.
But he wasn't against. But he wasn't against a renowned grappler. That's the thing.
Okay, but I haven't seen that. It's the same way you haven't seen that. I haven't seen that.
He's 34.
Okay. I'm telling you, look what he's done.
Andre Muniz will stop him.
Greatest. Okay, the strikers in glory.
Snap his arm.
He will snap his arm on Muniz's head when he hits him with that same left hook. He could hit him with his pinky with that left hook. Muniz is going to sleep. He's going to sleep. Even if he breaks his arm, he's gonna pick up his arm like this.
I can't wait.
He's gonna turn it in a hook position, and he's gonna go manually into the guy's jaw. Watch. You are sleeping on him.
This guy picked a 39-year-old prospect.
You're damn right. He could be 54 with 32 grandkids, and I'll put all my eggs in his. Okay, pause. I'll put all my chips on his board. I'll put all my chips on his board. You're nuts. This is insane to me. This is actually insane. You know how much disrespect you're putting on him.
I really like him as a fighter. Every time he fights in the UFC,
Who the hell do you think you are?
But Brunson beats him. If we're being real.
Have you watched? Okay, go watch Israel Adesanya's first MMA fights. He got held down.
Yeah.
But and he got up in the second round and he stopped the guy.
Yeah, but Adesanya was a lot younger than Pereira was.
It don't matter about age. I'll be honest.
Yes, it does.
You can learn jiu-jitsu at the age of 65. You can't learn striking at the age of 30. You can't. He's got striking at the highest level. He stopped the champion. Why are we having this conversation? He stopped.
Because the conversation is not about kickboxing. That's why. The conversation is about MMA.
I'm telling you, you're crazy.
I'm telling you, Brunson beats him.
Oh my gosh!
I can't wait for Hermanson to snap his arm.
Oh my god!
To footlock him.
I think you actually don't understand who this Alex Pereira. This is like saying, if someone tells you, let's say you never watched Cristiano Ronaldo. Someone tells you about Cristiano Ronaldo. You've only watched him recently, last couple games, He comes up to, let's say, Power League.
Mate, how about this? No. Let
me finish. He goes to Power League.
In 2022, Alex Pereira is going to get knocked out. You know what this is? This is revenge for. When Rodolfo Vieira got subbed.
That ain't the same. Because you had a couple of them stickers. Oh, this girl, grappling masterclass. Bro, I'm fighting sleep.
I said to the group chat, yo, get ready for the best BJJ artist the UFC's ever seen. And he got subbed.
You know, anytime you say get ready for something to do with grappling, the only grappling I'm doing is with my pillow to make sure it's in the right position and I get a good night's sleep. I can never nap during UFC, but whenever you give that warning, that tells me I need to go take a nap. I'm going to move on before I start getting too heated. Let's go light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight. I've got, again, I think light heavyweight was quite light.
You're actually crazy. This guy said Alex Pereira is gonna get knocked.
Jamal Hill.
Go lie.
Jamal Hill.
I knew it. That was my first pick. My second pick is what was your second pick?
I didn't have a second pick.
I had a second pick because I saw him recently. That's why. He's a South Korean. I'm pretty sure he comes from a Muay Thai background. Da Un Jong.
Ooh, isn't he a thing?
What?
Da Un Jong. Isn't he a middleweight?
No. He's light heavy. He's light heavy. He's actually fought a heavyweight before. I'm telling you, he's light heavy. He beat the one, the one that knocked out Adesanya's partner. The one there was a lot of hype about.
Yeah.
The one who was actually doing well,
Yeah.
but the guy just had like a proper big chin. Big chin. He had a good chin.
He had a crazy chin. And then
imagine against that crazy chin, he knocked him out. And he knocked him out. Honestly, like did you see? Have you seen it fight?
I remember that knockout.
It was the elbow through the guard. It was one of the most. At first, when I watched,
he had a split. He had a split draw with one of the best fighters to ever grace the octagon. Smiling Sam Alvey.
Is it? Who? That one,
Smiling Sam Alvey. Yeah.
Listen, there's a reason I said prospect.
That's a bad look.
Yeah. There's a reason I said prospect. There's a reason I said prospect.
Listen, if I had a split, listen. Do you want to hear about Sam Alvey's last few fights?
Go away.
Last fight, lost. Fight before that, lost. Fight before that, draw against Darren Jung. Fight before that, lost.
I'll make it worse.
Fight before that, lost. Fight before that, lost.
Let me make it worse. Jung faced Sam Alvey on October 24th, 2020 at UFC 254. After a back and forth battle, the fight was declared a draw.
Damn, man. Damn.
Whatever, I'll stand by it.
Listen,
what I saw,
Sam Alvey in his last 7 fights, he's 0-6-1. That one, which is a draw, was against your prospect of the year.
What do you want? You took my pick away from me. Your pick got his arm snapped 2 fights ago too. You want to go there?
Fair enough.
My thing is, if they have a rematch, I reckon Jamal Hoover wins.
Yeah, probably.
So, Daum Jung, like, I saw enough, to be honest, to choose him because there wasn't much to choose from, but also it was just a very cerebral finish of Kennedy, like, from what I remember. It was, like, one of the cleanest elbows I've seen, and it was through his guard. And when I listened to him in an interview after, and he explained how he saw it, it wasn't like a mistake, like, oh, I hit his... Like, he specifically was targeting him so that he would raise his hands up, because he knew he would catch him. And he caught it from, like, he wasn't even in range. And you don't throw elbows when you're out of range. He caught him while he was stepping into range, and he was still able to make it accurate enough to cut through his guard. And when I saw that, I was like, fair play.
Okay.
So that's my light heavyweight pick.
Heavyweight. Have you got anyone?
I've got 2.
Okay.
You go first.
I've got...
Actually, it's my go, isn't it?
Okay.
Actually, no, you go.
Alexander Romanov.
I knew you were going to go for that. So I genuinely read this. Yeah. I'm not playing about. Yeah. Chris Barnett.
Please, man. Please stop this. Bro, what is he going to do?
Just give me 2 seconds, if possible. Just talk. Keep talking.
He lost. He got choked out on his UFC debut by Ben Rothwell.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. I don't care. I don't care where he ends up. All right. I was watching this guy on YouTube before I even knew he was gonna. I'll be honest. When I was watching him on YouTube, I did not think for a second, yo, this guy could end up in the. This guy could end up in the UFC.
Damn, he had a grappling match against Romero in 2019. Yeah. He got Kimura.
No way, doing that.
That's so funny.
So yeah, no, honestly, like there's something about it. I don't know if it's the purity of it.
He boxed on the undercard of a Roy Jones Jr. card.
The one against Mike Tyson, isn't it?
Nah, back in 2016.
They
had a boxing match there.
2016.
Yeah, he's got a win over Walt Harris. He's got a win over Walt Harris back in...
He's not a joke, I'll be honest with you.
Back in 2011.
He's not a joke.
He had a win over 10 years ago.
Stop playing with him. Where is he? That's my prospect. Just look at him. Look at him. Would you think this is a heavyweight prospect? Never. But honestly, like it's just fun. Like him watching him fight in the heavyweight division.
Man,
He just
he
adds
might be the heavyweight
so
prospect of
much
the
fun.
Ultimate Food Championship,
Bro.
not
Bro,
Ultimate Fighting
don't do
Championship.
this. We're not doing this. Okay, look what he did though. You can't hate. Look what he
Yeah,
did
that
in
was
this last
good
fight.
knockout. Good knockout.
Would you ever do a spinning back kick knockout against John Valente in your entire life?
No, I won't.
There you
'Cause I'm
go.
not
There you go.
heavyweight.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You have nothing on him.
I
Nothing.
also will never get choked out by.
Have you watched Romanov? Have you watched Romanov? Have you
Yeah.
watched him fight?
Yeah.
Which one entertains you? That or this?
He's got a knockout in his 4 UFC fights. He's got 3 knockouts, man. He's fighting Latifi. He's fighting
Have you seen them
Latifi.
knockouts?
Man, listen, we've got slim pickings at heavyweight. We have slim pickings. Well, in your case, we've got the opposite of slim pickings.
Yo, we're not doing this. Hey.
Yo, YouTube, please don't cancel us.
You'll get cancelled.
It wasn't me that said it.
This is not getting uploaded. This is not getting uploaded. All right. Let's do the. Let's do who we think is gonna be champ end of the year. We won't have to talk about it. It's just unless there's one that stands out.
Okay.
And then prospect of the year, and then we'll do matchups.
Okay. 2023 champs, flyweight. Okay, no, let's start with the women's divisions. Strawweight. This has been a tough one for me. I'm gonna go Rose by default, but it's not like a pick where I'm like super confident in. I wouldn't be surprised if Marina Rodriguez ended up becoming champ. I think Esparza is a tough-ish matchup for Rose. Obviously, she's beaten her before.
But it was a different Rose.
Yeah, it's a different Rose. It's a different Rose now. So I'm not super confident, like in any direction. But
you're forgetting the main aspect of Rose Namajunas, how well she does against Muay Thai fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Marina Rodriguez is the most. Her and Joanna is the fight. Let me add that to my list. What was I thinking? Yeah. Let me add that. Hold on. That's a positive right there.
Ooh.
But they're very similar. It's not something Rose hasn't seen before. She's never seen Rose before. Marina will never see a fight like Rose. Like for me, it's clear. Like Rose will. I've got a lot of confidence that she'll still be champ.
Fair enough. Bantamweight. No, women's flat. Okay. But
I can see why, like from what I've seen from Marina Rodriguez, like she just has champ caliber striking, honestly.
Women's flyweight.
Or you could put Superman in that division. Ain't no one taking it away from Valentina.
Yeah.
You know, I went on my notes, it says bantamweight Rose. And then just go straight to flyweight men's. What's the point? Know she's smoking everyone.
Okay. Women's bantamweight. We had obviously Amanda Nunes as the GOAT.
Nunes.
You think Nunes?
Easy.
My pick.
It's not even close.
My pick is not that. Valentina.
They won't do that fight. Not yet. Not now. I mean,
you know what?
No, they won't.
From what I saw of that Nunes versus
No, I agree with you. I mean, if you're talking about the matchup, I don't think they'll put the matchup on.
I think there's not many directions to go by the end of the year if we've got like a rematch, no matter which way it goes.
It doesn't make sense for them because they'll destroy their division. Like it will destroy. Like Valentina's made flyweight a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke.
You want her to make bantamweight a joke as well.
No, but there's fresh matchups for her there. That's the thing.
there is, but right now they need.
The thing is,
prop up that
where
as
like
much
obviously
as
Pena versus Nunes, that's a big fight for women's MMA there. Whatever happens there, like there's not a next big fight on the horizon. I think Valentina versus whoever comes out of that fight is that. So I think that fight's gonna happen by the end of
It
the year.
was supposed to be Kayla Harrison
At
but
145.
now,
That's
yeah,
my pick
but
for
now
women's featherweight champion, Kayla Harrison.
so she gets signed though. That's the thing.
Yeah. It's a bit of a bold prediction, I guess, because she's not signed, whatever. But I feel like she's gonna get signed. I think she's gonna have a fight where she dominates completely. Then she's gonna fight Nunes. I think.
So you're going with Valentina.
Valentina at bantamweight.
Okay.
Kayla Harrison at featherweight.
Okay. For me, featherweight, I reckon they shut it down. If not this year, next year. If they don't sign Kayla, they're shutting it down.
I think they're gonna sign her just to kind of keep it going. And then, depending on what happens with that, they might shut it down.
They're gonna have the same issue that they had with Nunes, though. They need to actually grow that division organically.
Yeah, 100.
Not cut funding for Invicta, which was feeding them. Okay, flyweight men's.
Flyweight. This has been a tough one for me. I have Moreno. I've got Moreno there. I think he beats Figueiredo in the trilogy fight. Like I picked Figueiredo in the rematch. I picked Figueiredo in their first fight as well. But after what Moreno showed me, amazing.
You look like he just didn't fear him. Didn't fear him at all.
It's like that aura had gone. I think everyone was scared of Figueiredo. It's like, man, I can't fuck with this guy. But I've got Moreno. 1A as Moreno, 1B as Askar Askarov. Obviously, they fought to a draw before. It wouldn't shock me if Askar Askarov end up UFC champion by the end of the year. It wouldn't shock me at all.
I just think Moreno, the reason I chose that, I was thinking, and I just think Moreno, like, especially now that he's champion, this will solidify it. He's one of them fighters where if he fights you the second time, he's just going to be better. He's just going to adapt. He's going to evolve. So that's why I chose Moreno.
And his scrambles are... He's one of the best scramblers in the UFC, which it kind of counters Askarov's game plan and his striking. That jab is money.
That Mexican boxing, baby.
Yeah. And he's so tough.
They cracked the code. They cracked the code. What, 72-inch reach at flyweight? Nuts.
Conor McGregor reached.
Nuts. He's 2 inches less than Conor McGregor. And Conor McGregor fought at welterweight. And he had a big reach for... Yeah. All right.
Bantamweight, I think we're both going in the same direction. We have to be. Piotr
Dominic Cruz. Oh.
Don't do this.
Piotr Jan.
I
don't, to be honest, I love you, Cruz. I just don't fight Piotr.
I hope that fight never happens.
Yeah, I don't want that. This guy, bro, like, it's been a while, honestly, since we've had a champ like that.
Bro, I'm going to be real, yeah. This might sound outrageous, yeah. I think he's borderline top 5 best fighters I've ever seen. And this is when I say best, I'm not talking about like resume-wise, because obviously he's not there yet. But in terms of his ability, his mindset, his technical ability, all of that, like he's top 5 all time.
His fight against Sanhagen might be the most technical fight I've ever seen in my life.
But that was like it wasn't just technical, because sometimes you get those super technical fights that end up super boring. That was technical.
No. This was like this was the perfect blend. This is some anime shit, honestly. This was like there's few seconds of pauses they had. They were having like a mental battle with like a monologue in their head with a narrator going off in the background. That's what it felt like to me. Piotr Jan. Clear.
Featherweight. I think we're different.
I've got Holloway.
Oh, me too.
You thought I was gonna say Korean Zombie?
Yeah.
I'm not. Okay, all jokes aside, before the Ortega fight, I was genuinely...
you're on the Korean Zombie hype train.
Not just that he's the worst matchup in the division for Volkanovski.
For
Volkanovski, yeah. I still feel like he's a bad matchup for Volk, But
Volk's improved so much. Like,
yeah,
and Volk finds a way.
I'm a hater because I love Holloway. That's the only thing. And he won that second fight. But after that Ortega match,
You
we
know
won't
what's
talk about
crazy?
that.
Yeah,
We'll hype
if
up that
Holloway
fight when
didn't
it
pull out,
comes.
if Holloway didn't pull out of this fight, um,
No,
coming up,
no,
I would have picked
no,
Volkanovski as the champion of the
no, you're
NBA.
nuts.
You know why?
No,
Because
you're nuts.
I'm picking Max to win the next fight, the next Volk fight. But I think the fourth fight, I think Volk's gonna win, and I think with Holloway pulling out now, I think
Injured.
he gets that fight at the back end
He
of the
won't.
third fight at the back end
You're
of this.
forgetting he dropped him
Yeah,
twice.
he did.
Like
But
it
it,
wasn't
but
close. It wasn't
how often
close.
does
It
Holloway
wasn't
drop people?
close.
How often
Okay,
does
but
Holloway?
that fight was not close. That
No,
like it was.
you know
It
what it
was.
is. You know what it is. It was a result of a poor judging system because there were two
It
rounds
was close on paper.
which were clearly Holloway rounds. Clear, like you can't. There's no dispute. They were Holloway rounds, right? They weren't quite 10-8s, but they were clear Holloway rounds. And then you've got three could go either way. And under the letter of the law of MMA judging, you can give that to Volkanovski, which is why there's a problem with how MMA fights are judged. Because if you watch that fight, you can clearly see the winner was
Ridiculous. It was ridiculous. We ain't even gonna get started.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no point wasting time on this because we got Korean Zombie versus Volkanovski coming up, and we'll do a big talk on that. Who's your chat? We got the same chat. I know we do.
Islam Makhachev.
Yeah, it's his time. It's his year.
I think. Wait, what do you think happens in the Oliveira versus Gaethje fight?
I think Gaethje. See, before
I think Gaethje's a
Dustin,
tougher matchup for Islam than Oliveira.
it's because Islam don't have Habib's chin. He won't be
that's
able
the
to
thing.
walk through them
That's the
shots.
He takes less shots than Habib, though.
But the thing is, like Oliveira keeps getting dropped. Like, that's fact. He keeps
Eventually,
getting dropped.
it's gonna. You can't keep that.
Like, he gets dropped one more time. He's
The
getting
only
knocked out
thing is
clean. It's gonna be clean.
Gaethje can't even go.
Wow.
Even after Gaethje drops him, he can't even go to the ground with him.
He's just gonna have to point at him. Screw you. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna be looking over at him, pointing at him. Fuck it up.
I think if Islam fights against Oliveira, I think he shuts down his game completely.
I wasn't actually including Gaethje. Like, if I had to choose a winner between Gaethje and Oliveira, I would choose Oliveira right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think Oliveira would actually trade with him the way that he traded with Dustin or the way that he traded with Chandler. He's not stupid like that. And he knows he can actually defeat him at range. He can keep him at range. He's got no problem with that. He could keep him all day long. Against Islam, that's a tricky fight. That's not as easy as you think it is.
I don't think it's going to be easy. Maybe it's the wrong word. I just think he shuts his game down. I think it's like a shutout. It's less than like it's not the most exciting fight. It doesn't look like, oh my god, this is complete level dominance or anything like that. But I think he shuts his game down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, welterweight.
Go wait, just say your pick. Look, this is no. Before you start, this is how ludicrous you are. Yeah. Your pick for champ at the end of the year is your same pick as prospect.
Listen, yeah.
Ridiculous.
Okay. Did you watch Gustafson's interview yesterday?
No, I didn't. On ESPN.
Okay. Yeah. They asked him about like they said, listen, obviously he's going to be biased towards his teammate, which comes out to Chimaev, my pick for champion. They asked him like how if Kamaru Usman fought Chimaev in a few weeks' time, what would happen? And he said, look, Usman, he's going to sleep. He said he's going to sleep because he said he can't take that power. The wrestling, it would be exciting to see, but when it comes to the stand-up, he would not be able to take Chimaev's power. He said that Chimaev hits like a light heavyweight. And that Chimaev, they banned him in the gym. They banned him from training with welterweights and middleweights because he was just too good. So he only fights with light heavyweights and heavyweights.
I believe him. I genuinely believe him. Look, when I saw what he did to Mesh, how do you say his name?
Misha.
Mesha. When I saw what he did to him, like, you know, when you let me think, like when the presidency is an issue, like an issue of national threat, and he looks at his team, and his team are looking down on the ground because they can't help him. Yeah, that's how Usman was looking to his teammates.
Bro, from time I heard Usman talk about, oh man, I don't know how much longer I've got. When they asked him about Hamza, and he said, I don't know how much longer I've got left in the game. Bro, what?
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. This guy said he wants to eat you, and he would
the question whether Hamza becomes champion in 2022 is a question of whether he gets to a title shot in 2022. Initially, before there's been some news on the Hamza front, I don't know how legit this is. It was just literally just DMs between him and Gilbert Burns, where they're saying they're gonna fight April 9th.
April, yeah.
If for me, I was thinking Hamzat's gonna have one fight, then he's gonna have a kind of a number one eliminator. We don't know whether that would put him at like beginning of next year or end of this year for a title shot.
It depends, to be honest. It depends what they do with Colby and Masvidal. Those are the two factors that are gonna get in front of him.
Yeah,
I think they give Usman Leon Edwards.
Yeah,
I think they do that around. I think they do that maybe even in April.
Mm.
And then after that, the thing is, Hamza doesn't the same way that we're trying to schedule fighters. It don't make sense with him. He'll fight 2 hours later. So, if we're talking realistically, let's say Usman fights in April. Usman's out until August, depending on how he gets out of that fight.
September.
August, September. He's not gonna fight another fight that year.
Yeah,
that's 2 fights.
But if Hamzat fights Gilbert Burns, right? I think Colby versus Usman 3 is. I don't think that. I think they're going to put Hamzat above Colby, just because Colby. I think Colby will need an extra win, even after beating Masvidal. So yeah,
I want to see Colby versus Hamzat. I want to see that. Yeah, I know. Okay, let's go to middleweight.
Wait, have you got the same pick then?
No, I said Usman.
Okay.
But based on scheduling, that's why.
So you've got Hamzat becoming champion in 2023. Good to know. Middleweight. Israel.
Is he? You are sleeping on Robert Whittaker, honestly.
No. Whittaker is his toughest, and I think this is going to be a lot closer than the first fight. I think if he comes through this fight, I don't think there's anyone in the division, especially like you could talk about Alex Pereira, but he's still like making his rise. There's no one if he beats Whittaker, there's no one who's beaten him for a while in that division.
I don't know. Something tells me Robert wins, but very close. Very close.
But the thing is, what we have to understand is, even if Whittaker wins, there's going to be
that's I got an asterisk next to his name because that's what I'm thinking.
So I think this is going to win it back, get it back in the third fight.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Light heavyweight.
Our Jury.
Okay. I think he's going to lose to Glover. I can't lie. I really like Jury, but I feel like his ground game is not going to be up to snuff when it comes to Glover.
His ground game is not there, but it's not going to happen, man. I'm telling you, Jury's a bad man.
He's
so unorthodox. And
but I think if he gets taken down, it's long. It's long.
But he doesn't need to be unorthodox against Glover. If he plays it tight and technical, he's gonna finish him, man. He's dangerous.
I want him to win. My pick is I think Glover beats Yuri, and then I think this guy faces Glover towards the back end of this year. That's Magomed Ankalaev.
I think not yet. He's not active enough.
He's fighting Thiago Santos in March. I think he's he has another fight in the middle part of the year, and then he gets a title shot back end of the year.
Nah, he won't get a title this year.
And
No way.
also, there's the Abu Dhabi card, which they love to stack with Russians. I
The
think
thing
they're going to
is,
try and put him on that at the back end of the year
I
as a title.
because I think
he's
his
like number
roadmap
5 now.
still like because let's see his roadmap. He takes out Santos, then he fights.
He can fight the winner
Serbian.
of like
What's the Serbian's name? I forgot his name.
Rakic.
He's gonna fight Rakic. He has to get past him. After Rakic, he has to defeat the loser of Glover or Yan. You forget about Yan.
No, but okay. So Rakic is fighting Yan in March.
Okay. So he fights the loser out of Rakic and Ren, right?
No, he fights the winner. If he beats Thiago Santos,
he fights the winner. No, he does not. That shouldn't work like that at all because Thiago Santos is just not at that caliber anymore.
No, but Thiago Santos is ranked like number 4.
You don't fight like okay. He's ranked 4, right? They're ranked above him, Rakic and Yan, right?
Okay, so I'm going light heavyweight. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, no, Thiago Santos is ranked 5.
Mm-hmm. He's ranked 6. I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Rakic is 3. Yan is 1.
That makes no sense. He's gonna go
okay.
from 6
If Rakic wins, he's in line for a title. If Blachowicz wins, I feel like he needs one more win to get a title shot.
Yeah, true. But so that still means that there's at least two fights. Not at least, there's 2 fights in front of him. Thiago, and then after that, he's gonna fight Yan or Rakic.
Yeah, and I think that's gonna happen in the middle of the year, like July times. And then
unless he finishes both. If he finishes Thiago and then he finishes, I don't think he's gonna fight the winner of Yan and Rakic. That don't make sense to me. I think he fights the loser.
I think I think he fights the winner if Blachowicz wins. I think he fights Blachowicz. And I think he fights Blachowicz basically.
I think he does if he knocks out Thiago. Dana ain't gonna rush to push him. Let's be honest. He's not gonna rush to push Magomed Ankalaev. We know how talented he is. Dana don't give a shit.
Also, the unfortunate recipient of the latest submission in UFC history.
Who?
Ankalaev in his UFC debut.
No way. What?
14:59 by Paul Craig after dominating the whole fight.
Oh, what was it? An armbar?
Nah, triangle.
Could have held that for one more second.
That's so.
Did he go out?
Nah, he tapped.
He could have held that for one more second, Ankalaev. One more second. You know, if he held it for one more second, the rush of oxygen would have probably made him like had a. You remember what happened against
I know what you're talking about.
Flyweight, right? It was flyweight.
Where the guy went out.
Ricky Simone and the other guy.
And he went out after.
Yeah. Because of the rush. And then technically he would have lost. Fuck, I forgot to fight. Ricky Simone and it was bantamweight, right?
Was it
Merab? No, it was bantamweight. I don't even know. I think it was Merab.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then heavyweight.
This one. Who you got?
Cyril Gane.
Me too. I've been thinking about this fight a lot. The thing is, it goes 2 ways. Like, wait, I want to hear. Go. Wait, what do you think?
Cyril Gane. Okay, obviously, there's that opportunity that potential of Ngannou just throwing something, it catches. So if you get caught clean by Ngannou, you're going to sleep. I think Cyril Gane is just such a cerebral fighter. He's so smart as a striker, and he's quick for that division. Yeah, he reads things so well. Like, my only fear, when I'm talking about him as a champion, I think he beats Ngannou. Obviously, there's the knockout factor that can happen to anyone, right? But I think skill for skill, he's better. He's a better MMA fighter than Ngannou, right? My fear is we haven't seen much of his wrestling. So going forward, if he fights a John Jones or a Stipe Miocic this year, and his wrestling isn't up to snuff. He hasn't shown me anything to say that it isn't, but he hasn't shown me anything to say that it is. So that's kind of my only fear outside of the Ngannou knockout power with that pick. I think he's a special fighter.
I've seen a bit of his wrestling,
but not at the. I've seen a little bit, but not at a high enough level for me to go, okay, he can defend this against John Jones. He can defend this against Steve.
True. With me, it's the political side of it as well, where Francis has one fight left on his contract, and worst case scenario, he wins, and then he just doesn't sign. Which
the thing is, if he wins, his contract gets renewed.
If he wins, it automatically gets renewed.
Yeah, as a champion, you can't. I think there's like it's a longer process for a champion to leave.
That is so. How did they get that legally? Like what?
Yeah, Bellator will have the same thing as well. This is kind of the issue with AJ McKee.
Because he wants to. Okay. Interesting. We'll save this for the Wednesday next month.
That's 2 weeks. It's on the Moreno Figueiredo and Evloev.
Oh my god!
2 weeks today.
Bloody hell! All right, top 5 fights, and then
count it down from five.
I'm gonna put mine in order. You go first.
Okay.
We'll go one each.
At 5, I've got Conor McGregor. I had to include him on the list. Obviously, biggest star in UFC history versus Michael Chandler. Also, because I want to see Conor get knocked out.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But at the same time, Michael Chandler will go to war. He's shown that he'll go to war if that's what it necessary and that's what's required. He'll go to war.
But it's a different kind of shot. It's not a power shot. He doesn't have power. Yeah. You can't take them shots. You can't. Shots you don't see ain't shots you can handle.
That's my number 5.
Okay.
I had John Jones versus Ngannou on there, but one of the stipulations is it can't be a championship fight, just to make
I had to change one as well. Okay. I should have put mine in order. This is hard. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go Marina versus Joanna.
Okay, fair enough. That's a great fight. It's a 5-rounder. It has to be a 5-rounder.
It definitely will be there. Versus Joanna, she still has like some of that star power.
Yeah. But I'm hearing Joanna. There's talks of Joanna versus Weili too at the moment, which
that's a war as well.
Number 4. I think you've got this on your list. This fight, to be honest, it should have happened a while ago. I don't think it's the fight that the fight it is now isn't what it was, but Colby versus Masvidal is still a fight that we need to see.
I'm glad you put it on your list. Now I can take it out of mine and I can have something else. That's the rule we're doing, all right? If you have...
Okay.
I didn't have it in order, but it was up there. Okay. I mean, it's just... I feel like there was a better way to do it. There was a better way to sell this fight. There was a better way. There was better timing for it. It should have been Colby versus Masvidal before Usman was lapping his opponents, right? Because Usman's a dog, to be fair. I can't hate him. Yeah. Then after that, it would have gave us like a one of the best.
We could have had that Colby versus after the first Masvidal Usman fight, right? There was still that kind of thing of he didn't have a training camp, so it doesn't really count. And I think Masvidal's star power was at a higher place than it is right now.
Yeah, therefore.
After the Colby versus Woodley fight, I think you could have had that fight, and it's huge.
But they missed out, I think. Yeah. They missed out.
It's still a big fight, but it's like I think that could have easily headlined a pay-per-view and like not needed a championship fight on there if you'd done that early 2021.
Okay, for me, number 4. I'm running out of spaces already, man. You got this on there. So I'm thinking, you know what? Yeah, I want to go for ones that I know there's no way you've got. Okay, I'm going for it. Number 4, Yair versus Giga.
Oh, I don't have that fight.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't. That honestly, I'll be honest.
Wait, that would happen next. That could happen next after he beats Keita.
I got a dark secret. I didn't find Yair versus Max that entertaining.
Really?
Hold on. That was the same day I went to watch my boy fight live.
Okay.
I was so drained, bro. You have no idea. Like I was so drained, and I had to sprint to watch it. Like I was too tired to enjoy it for what it was, but I could see, and I was annoyed. I was like, "Oh my god, this is top tier! Like, what are you doing?" Like I need to really go back and watch it again and study it for what it is. But yeah, Yair versus Giga, because that's gonna be one of the that's some Mortal Kombat shit, man.
Yeah. Great fight.
Come on.
Great fight. That's this generation's Yair versus Beat.
I forgot about it. I actually forgot about it. Bloody hell. Don't do that.
And I can't lie. Listen, yeah, he's not in the top 10 best prospect in the featherweight division.
Get out. Find that. Get out of that door, bro.
Number 3.
Número 3.
Triple C. Going for quadruple C against Alexander Volkanovski.
I reckon if he beats okay, it depends. It depends on Holloway getting injured might have messed things up. Let's say he cleans out Korean Zombie and Holloway's injury ain't that bad. Let's say, hopefully not, he cleans out Holloway. There's nothing he could do then, Holloway, right? That's free.
Yeah.
That's his next fight.
Yeah.
That's his next fight. That's a good one. But it depends on a lot of things happening. You cheated.
Okay. I don't think it depends. It's realistic because I think if even now, like obviously there's the Korean Zombie, it seems like that's gonna be the fight that happens. But there's that potential if for whatever reason that fight falls through. I think Cejudo is the biggest fight that can be made with Volkanovski right now. If Max Holloway's injury is serious, and he can't fight for the rest of the year, then again
that's next.
Yeah,
I agree. But again, that depends on things that have nothing to do with the fighter.
Yeah.
But I like
potential for greatness there as well. If Henry Cejudo wins a third belt against someone like Volkanovski as well, this is not like an easy.
I don't think he'll do it.
No, I don't. I think I would pick Volkanovski in that fight. 100%.
If he does it, he's a GOAT.
Yeah.
He's a GOAT. I can't hate. All right, since we're going crazy, I'm going Pereira. This is the one I was telling you about versus Paulo Costa.
Oh, he knocks him out though. He knocks Costa out, bro. He knocks Costa out cold. You'll see Costa face down with his bum up. Izzy. He'll be making memes.
I knew you. Hey, shut up.
Maybe even making babies.
Oh my god! Please tell me that we have 0 views right now, please.
We got 3.
Oh no! Clip it. Hey, whoever's watching, clip it. Make that shit go viral. I'm telling you that, yeah. Just the anticipation when they're both walking to the cage, the feeling you're gonna get, yeah.
I respect it because that's out of left field.
Bro, and
we
that's
could
Dana's
good.
Good.
Watch
That's
100 people's lists of best matchups for the upcoming year. I don't think we'll see that anywhere.
Pay me, Dana. Pay me. He would definitely do that fight. I swear to God, he would do that fight so quick.
I think we've got Alex Pereira in his next fight, which I think he wins. You give him one more fight after that, I think you can sell it.
If he knocks out the next two opponents,
Yeah,
Dana's the type to make him go up against Izzy, man. Like, just based on their history. Only issue is Dana wants Paulo Costa to go up to that heavyweight.
Yeah.
But I don't think Costa's down for that. But yeah, that's my number.
I think
three.
Costa might end up having to like doing like a weight cut just to show that he can make 185.
You know, Costa was one of I was gonna have it as my prospect for that heavyweight.
Oh my days, man!
I didn't though. I didn't.
Okay. Number 2. I feel like you should have this fight on your one. I don't know if you do.
I messed up.
Bantamweight division. Okay, actually,
no. That. But okay, go.
No, you know, I just realized it's a championship fight. It's a championship fight.
What is it? Jan against
Jan versus TJ.
Yeah. But I didn't.
I just realized it's a championship fight. Okay. I've got freestyle here. Damn.
I'm torn, man. Please tell me you got physio up there.
I don't have physio when he fights. Not on this one. Because I knew you would have him, so I was like, okay.
But I'm like, fuck.
Okay, give me TJ versus Aldo.
TJ versus Aldo. I like that a lot.
That wouldn't be number 2, but just to get another one.
I've screwed myself, I reckon. Okay, look, I'll do an honorable mention after. Fuck. I'll go for Z versus Chandler. That is fireworks. That's ridiculous.
I just don't think it's gonna happen. That's the thing. I think because
it will happen
this year.
I think it will happen.
I think because they're teammates, I think they're gonna avoid each other unless it's a title fight or number 1 contender fight.
True. Okay, let me take that one out then. I'm going with it's a toss up between like 4.
All involving physio.
Nah. It was either physio or Chandler or Gaethje, but
Gaethje,
I wanted it's very realistic, but to be honest, I wanted something like very like different. And maybe not different, but one when you hear it, you're like, oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna go with Marlon Vera versus Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm not
based on the story and based on, in my opinion, what can come from it, like the repercussions of that fight. That's a big fight for me. That's a big fight, especially based on how they both like since that fight. The funny thing is they both skyrocketed.
The only thing is, I feel like we could but actually, it's probably the perfect time to have it. Not now, not next, but by the end of this year, I think it's the perfect time to have that fight. It's
tricky because O'Malley is probably going to fight Yanez next. That's what they're talking about.
That's what he's talking about. But it's
not no joke.
I feel like the UFC might not go in that direction.
Vera O'Malley or Yanez O'Malley?
Yanez O'Malley. I feel like the UFC might not go in that direction. I think it's more too much risk for too little reward. I don't think Yanez, as much as we rate him, we say he's a great fighter. I don't think the general public know him like that, where they can see, O'Malley's beating Yanez. And I think he might get like fed a legend gets fed to O'Malley. Maybe even we see Frankie Edgar fight O'Malley. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't think they'll let him.
The thing is, management. I think Frankie Edgar coming off that loss, I don't think his name has the luster anymore.
It doesn't at all. But like I'm talking about, like people in his personal.
Maybe a Dominic Cruz. Maybe Dominic Cruz versus O'Malley. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that. Maybe.
What's your number 1? Let's go. Let's get it.
Number 1. You already know my boy. Khamzat Chimaev versus Colby Covington.
That's that.
The thing is, I think the setup is so clear for the UFC. This is a layup. It's an alley-oop right here. Yeah. Huh?
You got 2 Kobe's in your list.
Yes. I love Kobe as a character
Kobe.
within the UFC. I love him as a character within the UFC. I don't love Kobe, but I love Kobe as a character. I think he's entertaining.
He is very entertaining.
I think this is such a like Bilal Muhammad versus Khamzat Chimaev. This is a guy who's in the top 5 right now that I think is very beatable for Khamzat. Like he's not your typical top 5 guy. Like normally Khamzat, a guy with Bilal Muhammad's skill set, there'd be like 11, 12. This is like a good step up to get him in that top 5. And then you have Masvidal versus Colby, which we've been needing for 2+ years at this point. Yeah, you have that on the same card. You have Khamzat.
I just don't know what he's doing though. I don't know what Masvidal is doing right now. Like,
but okay, assuming those fights can get made, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. You imagine the trash. Like, there's already the seeds of Colby calling this guy cum shot, all of that. Yeah. Have you seen that tweet? Like, you guys really thought Trump was funny or something like that. Like, that's how I feel about Colby.
Yeah.
Like, he's hilarious.
It's like you feel bad for laughing. You try not to laugh.
Where they were asking, telling them, "Oh yeah, listen, yeah, do you want to know what I said to Usman after the fight?" It's like, I said, "Come closer, come closer, come closer, come closer, come closer. Use promo code Colby at mybookie.ag." I'm like, yo, this guy is hilarious.
That guy, his promotional skills have gone through.
They've improved so much as well.
I'm telling you, that's one of the best adverts I've ever seen, ever.
I was dying. That's what. Oh man, I was dying.
That's ridiculous.
But yeah, him versus Khamzat for a number 1. The thing is, if he was to go out and beat Khamzat, yeah, that's a title shot. Like Masvidal and Khamzat back to back, that's a title shot. It doesn't matter what happened in the last 2 fights, it's a title shot straight away. And Khamzat, obviously, if you've gone out and beaten Bilal Muhammad, who's ranked 5, and then Colby, who's ranked 1, it's a title shot. And that's a big fight as well. Like in terms of like fanfare, like in terms of casuals, like they're gonna want to watch that fight. I think it's a no-brainer.
The only thing that's annoying is the welterweight division. They're not active.
The welterweight division. Weight.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the weight.
Yeah. Oh, fuck off. It's a very inactive division. Like, there's a reason. Like, if Colby and Masvidal were lightweight, and they were like, of course, like different people, that fight would have happened years ago. Imagine if Khabib and McGregor were at welterweight. We'll still be waiting for that. You know how mad it is? We didn't get to see Leon Edwards versus Masvidal.
Oh my God.
That's the same situation as Khabib and McGregor with the boss.
Okay, now at least Leon Edwards versus Masvidal, at least that fight got made, and then obviously it got cancelled. At least it got made.
Did it get made?
Yeah, it was going to be on 269. That's why Moreno versus Figueiredo was supposed to be on 269, but it got moved forward because of that.
Masvidal. It was Masvidal's rib or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, before I do my number 1, here are some honorable mentions that didn't make the list, but I wanted them to make the list.
I've got some honorable mentions.
Go. Do yours.
This is a bit of it's a throwback one. Tony Ferguson versus Nate Diaz.
I wanted that. You know, in 2016.
I remember you saying that was your dream fight.
Yeah, man.
I think that's
there's a universe out there.
It's obviously it's not the fight that it was, but I think it's like 2 fighters at this point of their career. Man, it's a good fight to see.
There's a universe out there where that fight has happened. I'm gonna go chat to Mr. Doctor Strange.
There's a universe out there where Khabib fought Ferguson.
There's no universe. Me and Doctor Strange, we did that thing where we saw the 9 billion possibilities. It doesn't exist.
Not one.
Nope, not one. What else? What's another one?
That was my main honorable mention. I've got Dustin Poirier versus Nate Diaz as well in there. Fiziev versus basically anyone. Fiziev versus Poirier, I think would be.
That's a dirty one. I didn't even think about that one. I don't think Poirier will be a lightweight when that fight could happen. I think he'll.
The only thing is, I think if he beats if Fiziev beats RDA, right, which is happening in February as a main event, by the way, that's a 5-round fight. If he beats RDA, he will be ranked. RDA is ranked like 6 now, 6 or 7. If he beats him impressively, especially, I think he can go up to like.
RDA ain't a joke, man.
Yeah, no,
RDA is not a joke.
If he beats RDA impressively, he can go up to around like 6. Dustin Poirier, he's coming off a loss in a title fight. Maybe we get if he doesn't do the Nate Diaz fight, maybe we get DP versus Conor 4. If that doesn't happen for whatever reason, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw Fiziev versus Poirier. I wouldn't be shocked.
I don't think
there's too many variables. So that's the thing. I think
Yeah.
there's too many variables.
Okay. Here's my honorable mentions. A few of them, to be honest, they're gonna happen anyway. This one was up there, and it was, of course, he's not going to say no to a title shot, so he took that instead. Is Dan Hooker versus the Korean Zombie.
Okay.
That was in my top 5. Just based on, I thought I had the poster, I was going to go like that. Just based on the Just Bleed ability.
That in a 5-round war.
Oh my. Bro, my TV is going to start.
I think that's the caveat of all these fights. I think they all need to 5 rounds.
Get out. Get out. I think all of mine are Pereira and Costa. You know what? They would do that. They'll definitely do that as. They might have that as a 3-round, like on the main card.
That one can be 3 rounds. That one can be 3 rounds.
Yeah.
That one will last less than 1 round though. Costa's getting cleaned up.
Yeah. Fiziev versus Chandler. Stipe versus Jones. Ooh. And my number one is Dominic Cruz versus the Sandman, Corey Sandhagen.
That's your number one. I mean,
that's my number one. That is my number one.
Listen,
bro.
We'll get the people going more. Sandhagen versus
I don't care.
Versus the guy who got knocked out by Cody Nochin.
Shut up. He didn't get knocked out. That's a lie. Kind of fake.
He got knocked down.
I hate you.
Or Khamzat versus Colby, the greatest prospect we've ever seen in the UFC.
You know what it is?
Trash talker.
Do you know what? Do you know what? You're out here. Yeah. Simpletons. That's what I call you guys. Simpletons. While I'm out here watching this. This is what I'm going to see when I'm watching that fight.
In the Matrix?
No, I'm watching the Matrix. I won't even be at the level of Matrix, whatever you want to call it, where I can understand what's going on. I'm going to have to get another guy to crack the code and maybe understand what's going on in the fight, because I won't understand shit. That's how high level is. Boom. Silence, because you ain't got nothing to say.
That's a great fight. It's a great fight. I think Corey Sandhagen versus literally anyone at bantamweight is a fight I want to see.
Against Cruz, I'm telling you, that's a higher level fight than that might be a higher level of footwork than Peter Yan and Sandhagen. And I want to see, like, when I'm watching that fight, I'm thinking they're both enigmas, like they're both riddles. That it's not a matter of who's gonna win. It's who's gonna like crack that riddle at first, because they can both win that fight. It's not about like, one person's gonna clean one person out. I don't think it will go down like that. It will go down to who can crack whose riddle first, in my opinion. And that's why it's the most, and to me, it's the most engaging fight.
Sandhagen is one of the best fighters in the world, bro. I feel like people don't talk about him the way they should talk about him. If he was in the lightweight division, okay, can we talk about this? Like, I know you've been banging the drum for this for the last 2 years now, but bantamweight has officially surpassed. In 2021, bantamweight officially surpassed.
It's so clear.
Lightweight is the best division in the UFC.
It's been clear, man. You got no disrespect to Beneil Dariush. Beneil Dariush is number 3 for you. Look at who's number 3 for us.
For me, yes. I'm saying bantamweight.
How much do you weigh right now? That's you. That's you. I don't care. If you had to fight a division right now,
I'll be cutting to bantamweight.
Hell no.
I'll be cutting to bantamweight.
All right. I think that's all I've got. Am I missing anything?
The only other thing was prospect of the year for me because I cheated on my welterweight one with Hamza. I was gonna have prospect of the year as Shavkat, but
for me, it's funny because I had physio for lightweight, but my breakthrough fight of the year is Arman.
okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at that.
That's
Where do you see Arman at the end of this year?
In a similar situation,
Alvarez.
In a similar situation to what Islam was in at the beginning of last year.
Okay, so a guy that's very avoided, but highly regarded.
Yeah, and probably ranked 6 around that, ranked 6.
Well, Islam, I think Islam was like ranked like 12 or something at the beginning of last year.
Because he wasn't getting fights, though. That's the thing.
No one would fight him. I think he beat the number 15 or 14. He beat Moises, who was like 15, 14 or something, and then they put him up like a lot.
Because they know, though. That's the thing. Everyone knows.
They said like it's because there were people above him that were like ranked 9, 10, and they were refusing to fight him. So the UFC punished them by saying like, "Yo, this guy, he fought the number."
I like that though.
And he's gonna be above you.
I like that rule.
Dan Hooker as well. Dan Hooker, like he got a lot of credit for fighting Islam, but he was coming off a loss, and Islam was like ranked like 2-3 spots below him, and he was saying, "Oh, why would I fight that guy? Why would I fight that guy?" As soon as Islam was ahead of him, that's when he was ready to fight him.
You're hating.
Well, he had nothing to lose.
You're hating.
I like Dan Hooker. I think he's a dog, but
chalky olives. That kills me every time. All right, rant over. I'm gonna finish with a fun fact that I was watching a YouTube video late at night. I didn't even mean this, I swear. But do you know how they made the Matrix code?
How?
A set designer or a assistant director or something, his wife had a sushi cookbook, and the Matrix code derived from a sushi cookbook. Fun fact for everyone.
Okay.
You're searching it up because you don't believe me.
No. I just want to come with my own fun fact. You know what I mean?
Good.
Fun fact. In the NBA table right now, there's only 2 people. There's 2 teams below the Pelicans in the West. That's the last thing I want to say.
Don't care. I want the record to show that I beat Portland Trail Blazers and I beat the Memphis Cuddly Bears. So I'm happy.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. We plan to be a lot more consistent when it comes to podcasts. We're gonna have podcasts on stereo as well, where like if there's any questions you want to ask us or have discussions with us, you can come through, like ask the questions, and we're gonna let people come on as well and talk like fully as co-hosts on there as well if they'd like.
I reckon we should get kitted up as well.
Yeah. Like don't worry, like you won't be seeing this powered by StreamYard in the next 2 months or so. Like we're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna have proper backgrounds. Like we're gonna start developing nicely.
What's wrong with this background? Sushi cookbook background.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the background for the main thing, not your personal background. Bro, there's 2 pictures behind me in a dimly lit room, man.
You're lighting. It's horrible. You're lighting, yeah.
You know it is. The light in this room doesn't work, so I'm having to use a lamp.
Bro, you know what it looks like? It looks like your brother's in the corner. He's holding the light like this.
Did you even see my eyes? My eyes just look black in it.
You can't see nothing. Bro, you can see it, but like there's like one blob of light on the corner of your face. And then the rest you're just a mysterious man. Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, we're gonna be more consistent, so yeah. Be on the lookout for that. The current plan is we're looking at between Friday and Saturday every week. We'll keep you updated. Thanks for listening, everyone. Look forward to hearing perform for you again.
Hearing, yeah, you know what you
Look
just
forward
did?
to hearing from you
You know
again.
when a waitress says enjoy your food and you say you too. That's what you did. Sayonara.
Thank you guys.